Hi everybody, it's Beatle Dave, your friendly neighbourhood record collector, calling to you from Derby in the United Kingdom. Today I thought we'd do a quick video on one of my sort of like more strange or weird albums out of my Beatles collection, and it's a copy of the White Album. I can hear you shouting at the screens now. Well, that's not strange, is it? The White Album. This one is. Doesn't look it, does it, to start off with? But this is actually not on Apple. The majority of, well, you could only ever get the White Album on the Apple label in the UK. I know in American places after about 1976 you could get it on Capitol and things like that. This is actually on Parlophone. So it's a Parlophone pressing of the Beatles Apple album, White Album. 2 LP set. It's not numbered, and it's a side opener, not a top opener, so it's a pressing from the 1970s. I'm not going to say it's a issue because this is not a UK copy. This is what makes this special. Let me just check these out a minute. I'll just take the records out. Yeah, this is what makes this special because it's not a UK copy. It's in nice condition. Spine and everything's okay. Front cover's okay. You do get the Beatles just there, which I hope you can see, which is still raised, but it's not numbered. A little bit of marking on the back, but nothing significant. And inside, get your gatefold, like you do on every other edition of this. The nice thing about this is it's actually a Indian pressing, pressed in India. So at the bottom you get, let's have a look, what does it say? It says manufactured and distributed by the Gramophone Company of India Limited, one of the EMI group of companies, Dum Dum India, and you get the Parlophone logo as well, which is just there. Don't know if you can see that. So the track listing and everything is exactly the same. It's even got the same catalogue as the catalogue number as the UK version, so it's PCS because it is stereo 7067/68, which is there. Just there. It doesn't say anything on the spine. The spine hasn't got anything on it at all. Quite a flimsy construction. It's not quite to the standard of the UK ones from the 70s. In the UK, the first side openers from around 1970 were still numbered, where this one isn't numbered. But then again, this isn't from the UK, is it? So that's the album cover, and now we'll get on to the interesting bit, which is the records themselves. And it always fascinates me when I see Beatles records that run slightly different labels, especially this one, because in the UK we only ever got the White Album on Apple. You could get UK export copies on Parlophone, and to be fair, this does look like a UK export copy, but it's not. You do get the texting in around the perimeter of the label that says the Gramophone Co. of India Limited, all rights of the manufacturer and the owner of the recorded work reserved. Unauthorised public performance, broadcasting and copying of this record are prohibited. So you've got your 2-box EMI. You've got an EMI at the top and an EMI at the bottom, and then just say made in India there, which was a UK one. This was an export, say made in Great Britain there. Also, the interesting thing on this is, although it's a slightly later copy, it's a copy from the 1970s, not a copy from 1968, the George Harrison songs and the Ringo songs are credited to Apple Publishing, not Harris songs in George's case, or Startler Music as in Ringo's case for Don't Pass Me By. So and it does say made in India there as well. But every time I'm looking at this, I'm seeing something slightly different. So that is side 1, and that is side 2. Now, unfortunately, when I got this record, it didn't come with the poster or the or the photos. But from the little bit of research that I've done, I don't think it ever had them anyway. So this is side 3. And this is side 4, obviously. Stunning album. Really is a stunning album. But like I say, because this is on a different label to what I'm used to seeing it on, I thought I'd show it with you lot. I've actually had this album for about, off the top of my head, about 5 years. Maybe a little bit longer. And to be honest, I've only played it probably 20 or 30 times. I've just been looking through my White albums, and I must have nearly 25 White albums. The majority of them are UK versions on Apple. I've got a lot of mono ones, a lot of the stereo ones that are top openers as well. I've got the early 1970s ones that are side openers but have still got the number at the bottom. I've got a couple of French versions. I've got an American version. I've got a South African version. I've got a Southeast Asian version. And I think I've got a German version as well. This, by the way, the sound of this is absolutely wonderful. It's on par with the UK 70s equivalent. It's just nice to see it on Parlophone and not Apple. I didn't pay a lot for it. I can't actually remember what I paid for this, to be honest. But I know it wasn't a lot, because I never really used to have a lot of money to spend on records. Now, I'm getting to the age where, at the moment, I have got a little bit of extra cash. Not a lot, I'm not a millionaire or anything like that, but I have got a little bit of extra cash. So, you know, that's why I've started to buy some of the records that have been featured in videos over the past probably 6 or 7 months. Before I was on like a very, very tight budget, where now, as long as it's not hundreds and hundreds of pounds, if I see something, 9 times out of 10, if I want it enough, I will buy it. The strange things about this Indian copy is, I didn't realise how much they were worth until the other day. I thought they was probably worth around the £100 mark, but they're not worth a lot more than that. They're worth around £500 to £600. And everyone I've found hasn't got the poster or the photos in it, so I presume that is how these was originally released. I'm not actually sure what year this is from. I'd say it's from, the earliest would be 1973 onwards. It's quite a heavy vinyl though. It's not a thin vinyl. It's just quite a heavy record. I'd guess about 150 gram, around that. Like I say, Indian pressing, Parlophone 2-box EMI. This is actually in virtually excellent condition. And that's going to be it for today. If any of you have got any Indian Beatles albums, let me know. Have you got this pressing? There is one that I saw years and years ago at a car boot, and I actually thought it was a UK export copy, but it wasn't. But I still, to this day, I still don't know what it was, because it was on Parlophone, but it was a red label with Parlophone in yellow, so it was red and yellow. parlophone label, and I'm not sure what country that was from. I wish to this day that I'd actually picked it up. The daft thing is, I was looking at it and everything. I said to bloke, well, how much is it? And he said something like £20. Now, bearing in mind this is going back to the 1980s, probably mid-80s, 85, 86, something like that. That was quite a lot of money then. So I thought, well, I'll go and have a look round. So I said to bloke, well, if you still got it, when I come back, I'll buy it, sort of thing. Went back and it had gone. Always go with your gut feeling. If you think, you know, if you can afford it and you see something, I'm not sure what could it have been, Uruguay or something like that, but that still had the British catalogue number. Because I actually thought it was a UK export because I'd never seen one. That's one little story. Fantastic album. The other thing to look out for on your travels, talking of Beatles records pressed in India, is they did 78s up to about 1968. In India you could still get Beatles records on 78 RPM. Please Please Me, Love Me Do, stuff like that. Dizzy Miss Lizzy was on a 78. I think it went up to Hey Jude, but I'm not 100% sure if Hey Jude was ever released on a 78 in India. I seem to remember seeing a picture of one somewhere years ago, and they was on a red and silver parlophone label like the original Love Me Do and Please Please Me. Very, very rare, very, very hard to come by, and they are worth a minimum of £1,000 each. So if you ever see any of them on your travels and they're not £1,000, get them. Just a little video today just to keep you all entertained. Hope you've enjoyed this. It's something different. That's what you know, it might not be of great interest to everybody, this album, but if you're a Beatles fanatic like me, or Beatle Tone, or Beatle Brad, or you know, Matthew Street and people like that, this is of interest because it's on different labels. Why that makes it rare, I don't know. Well, I do, because it's rare in the UK. If you live in India, this is probably quite a common LP, and like our later copies on Apple would probably be worth a lot of money in your country. It's just the wow factor of this. When you see it, or when I see it, I still think, wow. And like I say, I've had it at least 5 years. So as always, thank you to everybody that has been watching my videos. Thank you to everybody that's leaving comments, by the way. I've had some really, really nice comments just lately. Thank you to everybody that's supporting me. Thank you to everybody that's leaving me likes. That's all you have to do, is leave me a like. That helps with the YouTube and algorithms, or whatever you call it. I don't bloody know. And that will help. So if you just leave me a like, that helps to promote my channel. Obviously, if you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing, because it is free. Excuse me. And you know, if you like this video, then why not just subscribe anyway. Also, like I say, thank you to everyone that's leaving comments. I do try and acknowledge you. I read every comment I get, but I don't always have time to answer everyone because of my work commitments. But you'll at least get a thumbs up, or you'll get a heart, just so that you know that I have read your comment and I've acknowledged you. There's nothing worse than following somebody on YouTube and you keep commenting and you never get anything back. That's just my little thank you to you, as a, you know, just to say thank you that I've seen your comments. So I'll just at least leave you a thumbs up or a heart. And I do answer quite a few, but like I say, I don't always have time to answer everyone, which I will apologise for. And that's going to be it. So as always, whatever you're doing, please stay safe, and let me know in the comments if you've got any unusual Beatles records. Unusual as in, to me, in the UK. You know, I have got a couple of Japanese pressings and stuff like that as well, which we'll have a look at one day. And I'm starting to just mumble now, aren't I? So yeah, so as always, love your records, cherish your records. From time to time you do have to clean your records, but above all play them, because that's what we buy them for. We don't really buy them for investment, do we? Although some people do. You know, we buy them to like add to our collection and to listen to. And that's what I do. Simple, innit? Really. You know, yes, some of my records are worth a lot of money. Some of them are only worth like 50p. Some of them like this are worth a few hundred. And some of the mono ones I've got are worth quite a bit, because I've got one that is a 3-digit number. Yeah. But unfortunately, I'm not sure if the number's been doctored, if that makes sense. But I will show you that one day. Everything else is legit with it. But yeah, I think when people started to realise the lower the number of a white album, the more valuable it was. And I think you could buy special rubbers or something to... I don't know, and I don't really care. I just love my Beatles records. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed this little video, and until the next time, just remember, Beatle Dave loves you all. You are the beat in Beatle Dave, and without you lot out there, this channel wouldn't exist. So thank you to everybody that is supporting me, continuing to support me, leaving me likes, subscribing, and leaving me comments. So until the next time, just remember, Beatle Dave loves you all, and ta-ra for now, my ducks, and I will see you very, very soon.